2, 1.
Hello, I am Kuno here. We are getting ready to go onto Creamsock's run without further ado, here is Creamsock with his amazing run.
So here we go.
Whistleblower, Glitchless, no save, quit.
Okay, so I'm just going to boot up this save, and the reason I'm booting up this specific save is that the first chapter of the game, Laboratory, has zero gameplay whatsoever. Oh, it does have gameplay, but there's nothing fast that we can do, so we decided to start from here. So time starts on the first input, so 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so with Whistleblower, Glitchless, no save and quit, there is obviously no glitches, that's why it's glitchless. But the thing is with this category is you have to sit through a lot of cutscenes, which is sometimes it's fun, and then when we get to Eddie, it's not so fun. So this is just a small cutscene. This doesn't take very long, so we should be done with this section in a second.
Too good for the likes of us. Think you're different? Something special?
So with Whistleblower, it's the DLC to Outlast, and it sort of works. So with main Outlast, the story is that the person who we're playing at the minute, Wayland Park, sends Miles a letter telling him that there's something reporter-worthy inside of the asylum. So he goes into the asylum, all bad things that you could imagine happen to him. But this DLC is from the perspective of Wayland Park, who is the person who sends Miles the letter at the beginning of the main game. So it's, in my opinion, it's more fun than main game. I'm not going to risk going for the hardfall there. It's more fun than main game, but that's because the categories are shorter and I'm extremely lazy. But it's just the problem with this compared to other categories such as main game, or not to main game, sorry, is that the routes aren't really different from one another. They all consist of mainly the same tricks, especially all chapters and any percent for Whistleblower. They're both pretty much the same category, except all chapters you add like 3 minutes on because you have to go through some of the vocational block, and you have to sit through a Eddie cutscene, which only takes like a minute or so, but it's just mainly the rest of that. So pretty much this so basically with Glitchless, there's not too many skips to talk about. It's mainly movement optimizations and just taking corners like really sharp. Just gonna get jump scared by Frank here. But in some cases there is interesting things going on, such as in the case of when we get to, where is it? Some part after oh, that happens quite a lot with that bed. That bed's just really annoying. I don't know why it does things like that. But once we get to sections like it's one of the Frank chase scenes after we get to the second floor, we can do some funky hops to hop on top of a bed. I need to remember to not grab that document to get instead, so we don't perform the climbing animation. So it's pretty easy to do that, but because it doesn't skip any dialogue or anything, it's we allow it in Glitchless. So what I did there with the door, if you saw, I held it, and that basically makes the door open or it doesn't make it open faster, but it makes you run like along with the door, which is faster than when you just tap to open it, because if you just tap to open it, you stay completely still when doing when opening doors. So if we just hold the door for a bit longer, then we can run with the door, and that just gives us momentum to carry on instead of having to start from standing still speed. So next we're going to climb up this beautifully long. It is very... Oh, I need to remember to not fail that because I failed that. Okay. So right now we're just going to jump to this ledge and grab it by our fingertips. So there we go. And that's just like a tiny movement optimization. It won't save a lot of time in the grand scheme of things, but it's pretty quick. So here we're going to prevent a hard fall by re-grabbing this vent, and then try and go for some bunny hops, which are when you string 2 jumps together, one of the jumps will be longer if you get a bunny hop, and it saves like 0.2. So an interesting thing to mention with Whistleblower is there is RNG in Whistleblower, whereas in main game there's no RNG. So this is Frank RNG. I got bad Frank RNG there. Sometimes you can skip him hitting you, but if you see in the case of what happened to me, sometimes you can. And that's just entirely up to RNG. There's nothing like external that you can do about that. So if you see me jumping towards a lot of doors this run, that is because jumping is faster, or it covers more distance in a short space of time than running does. But with jumping, your movement speed gets reset to 0. There you go, that was the jump thing I was talking about, where you jump on top of the bed. So your movement speed gets reset to 0 when you do a jump, or once you land. But if we jump to objects such as doors or interactables, we don't need to go back to 0 because we just interact with the door. So if we just ran to the door, it would be slower than just jumping to the door like that. So here comes most of the Frank RNG. So there's a few outcomes with this section. Okay, I got pretty bad RNG. But once we come back, that's where all the RNG comes into play. So we can either get 3 sets of RNG, where one is he sort of spawns in the doorway, which is really annoying, and you have to run past him. The other one is he'll spawn just to the right of the door. Or, yeah, just to the right of the door. I'm pretty sure we're going to get bad Frank RNG here. And then the other one is he just won't... Yeah, okay. We got the one where he spawns through the door, which isn't too bad. But... And then one of them is where he just doesn't... Or he does spawn, but it's really far away from where we are, so that's the best one to obviously get. So that was the first chapter done of... yeah, that was the first chapter done for this category, or for this run. So now we're on to my favourite category. God, I would love to speak one day. On to the my favourite chapter of the game, Wreck, and I don't know why this is my favourite, I just really love it. So just going to jump into that little cutscene there, and yeah, that just saves a little bit of time. Now, hopefully we can get the dodge here. Okay, I got the dodge. Sweet. So there's a trick coming out which looks like it... Ooh, my voice is running away. That looks like it should be a glitch, but it's not a glitch. We're just sort of jumping over a railing. But it's still fun nonetheless. So, here we go. See if I can get it. If not... Okay, I did get it, but I got the slow version where you perform that animation. Oh, I missed that. So basically, with that jump there, there's a... sort of a rim to the outside of that water it's like a bit higher than the water. And if you land on it, it will negate the hard landing effect. I never usually fail it, but you know, the one time that I'm trying to show off, you know, I do. So now we're just gonna wait for twins to come out. Okay, now should be good enough. There we go. So coming up. Oh, I don't know why I didn't slam that door. Whatever. We can jump past these guys, but no matter how far we jump, they'll always perform their animation. So here we go. Right. Now, once we go through all this running section, there's prison. So if there's, we've got a bit of downtime for the minute. So if there's anything you want to read off, Kuno, then feel free to.
Hello, Cream. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, just to remind you guys that we are raising money for Heartland Animal Shelter. They are a non-kill, non-profit animal shelter found within the Chicagoland area that is in Illinois, if you're not from the United States. So, we are currently at $437, $17 above our previous max from previous events. So, if you would like to raise that price so our future events might have a higher bar and we would have a higher ability to ask for more money. So, currently for our incentives, we have We Play Motion, Flutterfly all levels, which is $12 currently. We're asking for $20. If you would love to see our amazing host and tech, Mayu, do a cosplay as Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance, that is still going. That is the next one after this. So, if you'd like to see either of those two, please donate, and we will very much appreciate it.
Okay, so luckily you finished just in time. So here we're going to perform something called Quiz Dodge, where we jump on top of that body. Oh, I completely messed it up. Oh, okay, he didn't grab me. But we can jump on top of that body and jump to the side, so Chris doesn't hit us. But as you see there, Chris for some reason took like 7 years to punch. Is he? Are you going to grab me? No, you're not. Okay. So now we're going to come past the best character in this game, Father Martin. So say hello. Hello, Father Martin. Goodbye. So this section is interesting. So Chris is basically just going to chase us, but he doesn't chase us for very long. He chases us for like 5 seconds, but the music still plays. It's very weird. But basically, up next is Drying Grounds, which is... I'll see if I can... So basically, there's a trick here where if you jump on some piping, you can prevent a hard fall. I highly doubt I'll get it, because I've never gotten it in a run. No. Okay. It's whatever. So you can jump on those that piece of piping there, and it will prevent you from getting a hard fall, which is very nice, because hard falls lose a lot of time. So... basically, with this section, there's a electric fence thingy. It's like a sort of tower that electrifies a big door. There it is. So what we do is we have to go and flick a lever a couple times until they actually decide to get it. Ooh, so right there, that was a B-hop. That jump into that B-hop I found really easy all of the time. Like, I don't know why I find that one easy and not any others, but that one I find quite easy to do. So here we're gonna flick the switch a second time, and we're trying to avoid some dude who will come out of nowhere and hit us. So we sort of walk backwards, and for some reason that doesn't trigger him to hit us, which is like really weird. Okay, I didn't get the jump again then. So hopefully I can get it. If not, it's whatever. This isn't out. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, so yeah, you can just walk back and walk through the walk past the side of him, which is really easy. So with doors in this game, oh, my voice just cracked. You can hold doors, and for some doors it's faster to hold them then actually run through them. And it looks like you clip through the door, because you do. Doors have no hitbox when they're opening. But we allow this as it's not really it's not a door clip, which basically shuts the door behind you. So here comes up a few water hops. So basically, water hops are your walking animation or your running animation in water is extremely slow. So what you can do to bypass that is just hop through the water, and it's sort of like doing bee hops, but it's not. So Noah's gonna run up this what is this, tower? I'm not sure. Hopefully we can. Oh, good, I made it. I failed that jump before, and it's very upsetting whenever you do. So here we're going to move on to attic. There's a little cutscene that will play as we get into attic. But the thing is with attic is it's very confusing if you don't know where you're going. But I've played attic like 7 trillion times, so I'm pretty confident that I know the route. But it's whatever. So with the few chapters coming up next, I would like to warn anyone who's sensitive that we will see male genitalia and gore, lots of gore. But it's not too bad if you played it, or if you played this game a few times. You just sort of get used to it. So, there's the sisters. I'm not sure. I've never I don't think they exist. I think they're just audio lines. But pretty much, there's I just like to call him their little goon, called it's either Dylan or Dennis. I'm pretty sure it's Dennis, but it's definitely one of the two. So we can actually dodge him hitting us, which is really nice. So he will come out the door, and if we get the correct animation when climbing, we can jump past him. It works around 70% of the time if you get the animation. So it's sort of a, it's worth going for, because if you don't get it, you'll just do what you normally do anyway. So it's worth attempting it. So you don't actually have to push that cart all the way. You can just push it a little bit, and it will still allow you. Oh, your hitbox is small enough so it can go through. So coming up now is Dennis dodge, or Dylan dodge, and or I don't know, maybe Franklin or something. I don't know. So we got bad animation. Okay, so I won't be able to do it. But basically, you have to jump really early, and it will just push him out the way. So now, coming up here is a little trick which you can do. It really doesn't save a lot of time. I miss it. So you can land on top of the pallets there and drop down, which saves you from running around. So here comes up the first greeting of Eddie, and if I can, I will try and get the dodge. If I can, it's whatever. I just have to remember to not save and quit. Okay. Right. So you need to be very fast to get this dodge. Like, I usually did it, but I took a break from runners category because I was on. Okay, I got it. So yeah, you can just sort of push him out the way, and then he stops following you for some reason. The game does, so like, I can't be bothered to implement a program where he just follows you. So basically, coming up, there's 2 very long cutscenes. Well, not very long. One of them's short, and then the other one's really long. So the short one is, or is this the window? So no, it's not the window. Okay. So basically, really? God, doors are so weird in this game. Okay, so this is a tiny little cutscene. So if there's anything to read off, because we'll go into a big cutscene next. So if there's anything you want to say and or read off, there's lots of time now.
Hey, so we have a $5 donation from Russian Zone again saying cosplay, cosplay, cosplay. So he donated that $5, so our amazing runner after you, Mayu, can dress up as Raiden. So thank you so much, Russian Zone, for just giving such a huge amount of money for us to be able to do the event. We are currently at $442. We are $22 from our previous, be in front of our previous goal. Just to remind everyone that this is a charity event for the Heartland Animal Shelter. If you don't know, their vision was to eliminate euthanasia.
Two, one.
Okay, so we're just gonna unpause in 3, 2, 1. So we're just in a very long cutscene now. This is where all the not so kid-friendly stuff comes in. So if you're a child, I don't know, or if you're sensitive or have a weak stomach, just look away for about 10 minutes.
You know how a man gets when he
You want me to just talk this entire time?
I don't mind. We can have like a nice cup of tea in the meantime.
Yeah, sure, let's have a nice cup of tea. So, what got you into Outlast speedrunning, Cream?
So back in, I think it was March, I played this game for the first time on my Xbox. I was like, wow, that was really fun. And then I've always been interested in like glitches and speedrunning and all that. So I was like, I wonder how people beat this game. And then I was like, wow, this game's very broken. I was like, I like broken games. So then I watched Falex and his all chapters world record, which is the first category I ever started off with. And from then on, I've got sub 5 minutes on Whistleblower any percent. I had sub 16 on Whistleblower 100%, but because I was an idiot and I didn't turn on my frames per second counter, we had to reject it because doing bunny hops with a higher FPS is easier. So that's pretty much my life story.
You see, with me knowing just a little bit about bunny hopping, how is it easier theoretically? Because it's a frame perfect thing. So more frames would it make it more easy? Wouldn't less frames make it more easy?
I'm not actually quite sure on the logic of it. This is what I've just always been told. But it's basically... How can I explain it? Outlast is capped normally at 62 frames per second, and you can only change that if you edit the in-game files, which is also against the rules. I don't quite know why this is against rules, obviously to stop people changing the frames per second. But if you don't attempt bunny hops, you're good to go either way. You don't need FPS or no board, which we have to use, so we can ensure you're not using scroll wheel to do bunny hops, which is like anyone who's ever played video games knows is a lot easier for stringing jumps, because you can get loads of inputs per second using a scroll wheel rather than a spacebar. So it's just a lot easier than doing it with spacebar.
Alright. Do you need me to talk more?
We're nearly done with it. I'd say around like 30 seconds left maybe, but we're about to Mr. Eddie is about to make us his bride, which I'm not sure if I'm down with that, Eddie. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really give you permission to do this, but he's gonna do it anyway.
Marriage.
Yes, forced marriage.
Just one quick thing. Hey Tempestro, thank you for following the marathon. Wow.
You're welcome.
Damn, a mod who wasn't even following. That's disappointing,
Yeah.
Tempestro.
Alrighty, thank you, Cream.
No problem. So, yeah, here's the, we get to see Waylon's private parts, so if you're sensitive, look away. Oh, there they are.
You have amazing bone structure.
Oh, thank you, Eddie. He's such a charmer, as you can see. So we're just going to wait for some dude to save us, so we can break out of these very not sturdily placed wooden planks.
For my sake. For the
I'm
sake
just going to
of
look
our
away.
children.
There we go. It's like if you're getting a jab at the doctors, just look away and it doesn't hurt as much. I would not like you to do that. So, if I don't die here, that would be beautiful. Because if you go too close to Eddie, he will punch you. And then like a second later, because for some reason the devs were like, aha, I love cooldowns. And they basically put it so he has no cooldown. So he basically smacks you, and then the second he's you've like been hit by him, he'll just grab you again. And it's really sad whenever that happens. Like I'm very disappointed in humanity. So basically, the law of Outlast, this would be a good thing to explain, is that basically Murkoff is conducting or is it the Nazis? It's one of the two. But they're conducting dream experiments on patients. Right, hang on, see if I can get this dodge here. Okay, I'm not gonna get it, I'm just gonna run away. And bait and switch. Which way are you going? That way? Okay. Whatever. I wasn't gonna get it, so you may as well do it. They're conducting dream experiments on the inmates at Mount Massive, so they're having a fun time with that until they discover the Wall Rider, which is the big floaty ghost thing that follows you around and then like gives you hints of where to go, and it just follows you throughout the entire game. But basically the Dr. Rudolph Reneke, lives in the basement or lives in the basement of Mount Massive, which is a very big basement, may I say, because it's very far underground. But he's like, wow, you need to kill this thing. And then, because Miles is such an amazing human being, he's like, yay! And then he goes off to kill him. But the Wall Rider is very smart and sentient. So what it does is, before the end of the game, once you kill Eddie, is it goes to a new host, which just happens to be, guess who? Miles. So once we you know, get like Wall Rider-fied, I don't really know how to explain it, we basically run to the end, or stumble, it's not really running, we stumble to the end of the game, at which point Wernicke and his goons will just unleash all hell on you and just absolutely blast you down, because you now have the Wall Rider. And then the Wall Rider's like, I don't like that, and then he just kills everyone. And that's what we actually see at the end of this game in the cutscene, which is quite nice. We see Miles as the Wall Rider, which is like really cool. But people get very confused with Outlast lore, or with the ending of Outlast, and they really did improve on it in Whistleblower. Ooh, you are very close. So basically, ooh, please don't grab me. Okay. So, yeah, and Eddie Gluskin was a patient, or not a patient, but he was also one of the people like Billy Hope, who got put in this lucid dream experiment. And it because like there's some like story about him not, you know, well, it's like him and then him not having a very good childhood. He, for some reason, which has no correlation, by the way, please don't get me wrong, for some reason he just becomes the Eddie we all know and don't love very much. But you know, just we'll say that we do. If there's anything you want to read off, we've got some time now whilst we just go through this cutscene.
Hello again. So, let's talk about... My brain shut off there. Alrighty, let's talk about HiG just a little bit, I guess. So, Horrible Games is a marathon for horrible and horror games. That is why we have Outlast. If you guys don't know much about it, it was originally started back in August of 2020. Our first event was early in late October, early November. If you guys would like to keep up with us, we have a Twitter. You could do !Twitter. Hopefully that's a command. It is not. Okay, if you want to keep up with us, do !Discord. And you can join our community Discord. You can keep up with our future events. We do have some planned in the future within probably the next 3 or 4 months. So please, if you would love to participate, come join us over there. So I will give it back to you, Cream.
Oh, thank you very much. So, at the minute, we're just making a dash towards the end of the game. As you can see, we're now in Mail Ward, which I will take a little detour just to show you something amazing. So, basically, this game happens at the same time as well, it starts before Outlast and then ends after Outlast. So, yeah, it's just Wernicke, and then they think he's been, you know, I'm not allowed to say that, but basically he's wearing no clothes, so the soldiers are like, oh yeah, sure. And so what was I trying to say? Yeah, so this happens it starts before Outlast starts, but it ends after Outlast ends, so it's sort of really nice with like the timing of everything. So here we regain our sprint instead of being stumbling the entire time. And if you notice where we are at the start of the game. So the room to the right, just back ago, was the room where we climb through the window in main game, and then do window skip if we're part of all chapters. So here we're just going to jump into a little cutscene with Jeremy, who's like big Murkoff entrepreneur dude, and he seems to enjoy very much hurting us for some reason. But here comes Mr. Woolrider to save the day. So just watch out, there's a bit of gore here. Hang on, there we go. So he just like sort of explodes, body parts everywhere. We get to see a lovely preview of his spine. So yeah, we're actually on to the final stretch. So we're about to end time once we get to the car, so I'll tell you when. This time is terrible, but it is... Would it be... it might be sub 33 minutes, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so there's quite a... with Outlast, there's loads of categories, and if you're interested in the speedrunning the game, just go over to speedrun.com and join the Discord and or watch some speedruns. So here we go, lovely upbeat music. So time will stop in 3, 2, 1 now. So from my timer I can see 33:03, which is really bad. So yeah, that's the end of the run. You know, if there's anything you want to say.
Do you want to give any shout outs? Do you want to plug anything?
Yes, I do. I love self-promotion. So you can follow me or you can subscribe to me on YouTube, or you can just watch my videos. It's just Creamsock is my YouTube. Same with my Twitch, because for some reason I really enjoy the name Creamsock. My Discord, if you want to get in touch or anything, is Creamsock #6168. And that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, well, we were going to go back to the intermission screen, and thank you so much for your amazing run, Cream.
Yes,
we
no
will
problem.
see you
No
guys
problem.
in a minute.